Opening my door just to get out of the car, and this happened. That's just a ton of slack. Yeah, the lift and rise mechanism for this to clear the seal still works, but I just feel like it sits like that before it even opens the door. So obviously something's broken. It sounds like the cable for the door pull mechanism's either snapped out of its holder, or we'll find out. I'll pop the panel off, but the door opens just fine, and at speed the window comes up, and the window goes up and down just as normal. Just so I can show you what it looks like. So there's just slack up to there, and then you feel the resistance of the door pull. Before you do anything stupid, see that right there? Airbag. Yes, it's in the door. So if we're gonna go around with a pry tool, disconnect the battery. You just kind of have to wiggle it, and the plastic shifts around, but it's only these two fasteners. From there, you turn it 90 degrees, and it turns them. It's just a simple 90-degree fastener. And then up here, you've got your battery terminals. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the negative, which on my car is the driver's side. Got a 10 mil. And we're good. So even if the terminal does pop itself back up, the glove will keep it from making contact. So I'm just going to put a little knot down in the bottom. Disconnect the battery power, so your electronic trunk box isn't going to work anymore. So when you come down, just gently, hey, even that's better. The point I'm making is don't make it so it latches down. You can open it, but it's a little more complicated, so save yourself some time. The Porsche manual says, off the first piece to get behind this door panel. Once you get that, you should be able to, oh no, I didn't get the second one. There's only two clips down here. There we go. And now, once you've popped the bottom off, slide up, and you're out. Anyway, I tried to use this. It doesn't look like it's a latch. It looks like it's just a interference fit. So, a little muscle, pulled right out. Yeah, there's no tab to push down. Step is to remove the door handle. This is a T20. Once you got the screw off, just kind of wiggle your cover for your next screw. You might be able to get away with just your fingers. Me, I press down here with a tool, and things just seem to like to shoot off camera. What I'm going to do is this piece here, the seam is this, and then it splits here and goes all the way across to here. Don't pry up here. Come on, you're going to bend something or mar your leather. Pry from down here. Carpet and the side you can't see. Really, you get it started over here. Once it pulls back, actually, yeah, done. You've got 1, 2, 3 clips. Last piece of trim to remove before we expose all of the screws. So I start up here, work down to about here, and pop. That's what the trim looks like. To remove the screws that hold the door panel, I'm using a T30. These two on the door handle, these are a little trickier. I suggest that if you've never worked on it before, put it in by hand. But once it catches onto the screw, then go ahead and remove it. Yeah, over here on this side, it's just barely long enough. Of course, you could use a longer extension, but second to last screw to take off. This one's out. If you weren't able to get the ones out of the door pull, it's okay. Once you pull the panel off, it'll fall out. One last one to go. Okay, we're ready to pull the clips. We've got the screw here, 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 and here off. Time to pry it. So, really try to use your fingers as much as possible. We got gloves on for that, so. Yeah, the first time you pry it off, you're definitely gonna have trouble. But I start from here and go along. Up top there's a hook, so you want to pull from the bottom. Now let me show you guys the electrical and the connections. Okay, so let's show you what to do with the cables. This is what I think is broken. So, give it a little more of an inspection in a second once I get this panel off. So can't get a great shot here, but this cable here, squeeze up there and pull back. That sets that loose. It's kind of like a bicycle mechanism. The cable here, pull this tab down, and the connector should separate. There we go. And this guy here, there's a tab in there, and then you pull the orange lever up. So push down the tab, pull up the orange lever. Once the lever comes up, you can remove the whole assembly. I'm looking at the mechanism here, and I think I found the problem. This spring seems to not be catching. I just went ahead and got this part. It was less than 20 bucks on the internet. It's called the door lock pivot lever. And this is a genuine Porsche part. Let's see. How does this guy work? Ooh. Don't pull apart. Anyway, there's tension here. And there's none here. So, let's swap it out. After you remove those 3 screws with a, what is this guy, T20? Yep, T20. There's just a pin up here. Pull it out. So, slop. And that tension. So, insert that. Put the pin in. Yeah, my other worry was that the door pull cable had also been damaged or gotten popped out of a clip. Let me just give the cable an inspection. Which is about a 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch of play. And you've got tension after that. So I'm gonna go ahead and reassemble the door and give it a test. That should be It doesn't feel bad, so we'll figure out if it's good or not. To get an idea of where to put your fasteners or how this thing was aligned, look at your old piece. This looks pretty squared up. That looks pretty squared up. Sometimes you have it shifted to the left or shifted to the right, and you can adjust it. But I'm just going to square it up. Install the door again. So this is the only clip that I noticed that I'd popped off. So put them back in. Make sure they're all seated. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Panel. So step 1. Come on, just clip in. Make it easy for me. Ta-da! Okay, so insert that, and then pull this back and slide up. It'll lock. This is supposed to be in the up position. So once it's up, like that, in, and just as you press it in, the lever will come down. And this bottom one, just a simple tab. Clip it. And then don't forget now that we've got both electrical connections and the Bowden cable, come up, hook the top. You should have all 9 of those pop fasteners still attached. Replace them if they fell off or if they got bent horribly. You've got the top hooked. This one already popped in. And we're solidly on. So now to put the 5 screws back in. I definitely recommend putting them in by hand with just the Torx bit and the extension. You don't strip either the threads or the head of the screw out. Cool, cut. Alright, so you go as far as you can with just your fingers and the extension. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 up the end of the door there. Now to put on the last couple pieces of trim. We're done. Plug your electrical back in. There's only one way it'll go in nicely, so just don't force it. Let me even try it the other way. Nope. Clip that in. Hook it from the top. Just kind of slide down. Come on. There we go. There it is. So that caught. Put some pressure here and just push the front clips in. Just 1 and 2. T20. Oh, that's a great sign. Look at that. Plenty of tension. And then this guy, so this side goes up and this tab goes down. Clip in. To put this piece back on, simply line it up, clip. Oh, we've got a successful installation of the door lock pivot lever. Did I make that up? Or is that what this thing is called? Door lock pivot lever. I finally remembered. So last thing to do is reconnect your battery